Maybe the Plaza just has great VCRs.
Yeah, it must do.
What do you think about Tim Curry in this? I don't think he's the villain at all. I think he's trying to do his job.
He is. He's not villainous. He just unfortunately looks like the Grinch. I think is his biggest problem. I love Tim Curry. He's a national treasure as far as I'm concerned, and I can say that because he's from my nation. And he's a wonderful addition. Obviously, we don't have John Candy from in the second film, so you need to make up for him with Tim Curry and Rob Schneider.
Rob Schneider getting the gum in these great family.
Plenty more where that came from.
Just the way Tim he Curry pulls off. Sorry to interrupt, man. Go for it.
I was gonna say, Tim Curry is just a really. He is just doing his job. I do feel sorry for him, but he could be handling it a little better. He's treating Kevin as though he's an adult, basically. Like he should rightfully distrust him, but maybe try and have a conversation with him, try and ascertain what the situation is. So just, the card's stolen, and just try and apprehend him.
Yeah, he'll regret that later.
Yeah.
And then his mom slaps him, even though she's the one that let the kid go.
I don't blame the mom in this one. The dad was the one. John Hurt was with Kevin last.
Oh, was he? Oh, okay. Well, John Hurt was being a turd too, though.
Yes, he was. But because you have at the airport, you've got John Hurt and Kevin kind of with his bag and the batteries and. Although it is Kevin's fault in the second film. I have to give the fault to Kevin, actually, if anyone.
Yeah, you're right.
Because he's the one who stops to get the batteries out of the bag. He doesn't need the batteries then. He's trying to put the batteries in his talk boy. That can wait till he's on the plane. I know he's a child, but it's his fault. Yes, the parents should have done a head count. Both films just kind of have so many things go wrong, like a cavalcade. So much coincidence has to happen.
I do love that kid in the first one, though. Is this a V8? Is this 4-wheel drive? Is this? I loved all the questions that kid was asking.
Yeah, I know kids like that. I may have been one. It's just annoying kids who never take "go away" for an answer.
I would have stolen the car. So there's a theory about Uncle Frank being the villain of the first film. Did you hear about this?
I haven't heard about it, but I am on board.
So they're saying that his scenes were cut from the original script, and there's a theory floating around that he hired Marv and Harry. He let them know about the block and when they would be gone, but he didn't anticipate Kevin being gone, so he was going to orchestrate their house being robbed.
I think that adds a layer that the film doesn't need.
No.
So he's already villainous enough. Just by being him,
he's such a jerk. He does. He calls Kevin a jerk, doesn't he?
Look what you did, you little jerk. Just the whole family is really mean to Kevin.
Yeah, and then they're kind of saying that Kevin's the mean one, but they eat all the cheese pizza, knowing Kevin likes cheese.
And they're making him share the bed with his cousin.
Oh yeah,
his cousin / brother.
Kieran Culkin.
Who wets the bed.
What was his Fuller?
Fuller, yeah, easy on the Pepsi. Fuller.
I love how he's always chugging on the Pepsi and smiling at Macaulay.
That creepy ass smile. He knows he's gonna wet the bed. He's gonna do it on purpose.
Like just because he's sleeping with Kevin, or just he does it in purpose? Do you think he needs attention?
I think so. Well, it's a big family. There's a lot of kids in there, and he seems to be the youngest out of everyone.
So that's kind of his thing, right?
Yeah,
that's how that gets him the attention.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
That's pretty sad. I feel really bad for little Fuller now.
Well, the guy I feel saddest for is the Santa that Kevin sees, goes and talks to, the kind of the mall Santa halfway through the film, who Kevin says that he's old enough to know how Santa works. He's just kind of working for the other guy. He doesn't want presents. He just wants his family back, and that has to ruin that guy's night. Just where he goes after that scene, like he gives Kevin 3 green Tic Tacs because that's all he has on him, and just leaves his kid who he's just told him he has no family, nothing at all. This kid is 10, I don't know, 8. If that guy doesn't kind of cry himself to sleep that night about the plight of this child, then he is a callous bastard.
I think he's just gonna fall asleep on the couch
with
a half unopened Miller Lite.
Yeah.
It would be opened, a half full Miller Lite.
Well, halfway through a 6-pack, maybe.
There we go. And with 3 that aren't opened. Hey, there we go.
Yeah, well, the last one, he's got 2 empty, and the last one, he just kind of tips it over with his hand as he falls asleep, and just see the last dregs of it just kind of seeping out into the carpet.
That sounds like a very artful movie, right? I pictured that scene in black and white.
Yeah, of course. It's shot with the camera on the floor, slightly looking up at the.
The camera acts as the can, kind of tumbling.
Oh no!
Oh man, I need to recreate this scene. What happened to him after this thing?
It's the most student film ever, I think.
I'll have my students do it. Oh, so this is true. When I was in graduate school, I got a digital video production certificate, and I was in this class where we had to do this scene just to show that we knew how to get like over the shoulder shots and good sound and dialogue. So I took it and made this like black and white epic about 3 gangsters in a bar, as opposed to just people talking over each other's shoulders, like in, Dawson's Creek.
Yeah. I
don't know why I went with Dawson's Creek, but I guess you're right, because students so I made a very pretentious film noir. So I was I was a stereotypical film student.
well, it's a stereotype for a reason.
The clip had a plot, like people were like, hey, this is good. And then my teacher was like, you didn't need to do all this.
Whenever I think about kind of stereotypical film student things, I watched all of M. Night Shyamalan's films this year.
Ooh.
And his first film, Praying with Anger, he made it as a student, and you can really tell. Just the opening shot is a lit cigarette on an ashtray, just the smoke just kind of twirling up during the opening credits. And that's the most film student opening to anything ever. It's just watching this cigarette burn itself out.
Oh. And it's a full cigarette, and it's like a 6-minute shot.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I don't know if you listen to our Happening podcast, but I keep doing this in every podcast. But I have a feeling that The Happening was film, so that Happening movie, people make fun of the dialogue, but once again, that movie was made in another dimension where people talk like that, and that makes that movie much easier for me to enjoy.
I think I've heard you argue this before, and I don't disagree. I don't like to think about The Happening.
I love it,
but I've seen it once, and that's plenty. Thank you. The fact that the plot is so kind of nonsensical with the plants are killing everyone, that would make sense about it being in an alternate universe. So yeah, I think that's okay. Yeah.
Are you gonna kill me in my sleep? No.
Just the weird lady at the end with the doll.
Yeah, she was squirrely. All right,
presented without comment.
That'd be funny if she Home Alone them, like Mark Wahlberg's sitting on getting feathers blown in his face. Zoe
Deschanel's dodging paint cans.
She's like slipping, doing that dance thing. Paint cans are. All right, we need this movie. All right, Shyamalan. I want Shyamalan to get so big again, like he was. Like I want Split 2 to make tons of money, and then he just goes and makes Lady in the Water 2 and The Happening 2 and The Village 2, like all the same mistakes.
You just want his career to go up, like up, down, up, down, up.
Yeah.
Down.
So he gets to the point where he has so much power he can make The Happening 2.
I don't want The Happening 2.
I do.
I would take Lady in the Water 2, because that's, as we talked earlier about enjoyably terrible films. Lady in the Water it's so out there. It's so nuts in terms of the choices he made in like casting himself as the savior of the world. I need more of the Lady in the Water in my life.
The lady in the lake. Well, I guess she in more water.
The older lady in the air.
Wait, would that be The Happening? She'd be responsible for all the air.
Yeah. Bryce Dallas Howard becomes the lady at the end of The Happening. It all ties together.
And speaking of, if they remake this movie, I think Paul Giamatti would be a good Harry.
I can see that. He does, if you get like a shoot 'em up style Paul Giamatti, where he's chewing every piece of scenery he can find, then yeah, I think that.